Nobody talks about this. But some military trucks are so massive, they don't just move tanks. They move entire war systems across impossible terrain. And what you're about to see isn't just about trucks. It's about machines built in silence, designed for wars that most people never even knew were happening. Military super trucks exist because war doesn't wait for roads or perfect conditions. And during the Cold War, engineers had to build machines that could carry missiles, tanks, and entire systems anywhere on Earth. This pushed extreme off-road design, multi-axle engineering, and raw torque power into something almost unstoppable. 9K714. Okay. The 9K714 OK was not just a truck. It was a moving silence machine built during the Cold War when tension between superpowers was at its peak. Mounted on the MAZ-543 chassis, it carried nuclear and conventional OTR-23 missiles across terrain where roads didn't even exist. For a second, imagine something that large, moving in complete secrecy. Under the body, a massive 38.8-liter V12 diesel engine pushed around 525 horsepower, giving it enough force to carry over 30 tons of strategic weapon systems. And here's where it gets intense. It wasn't just about movement, it was about instant launch capability. No fixed base, no warning, just mobility and speed in war form. But what made it even more dangerous was its role in global politics. The system directly influenced Cold War tension and even contributed to the collapse of the INF Treaty when its true range was discovered. And even today, some believe a few units still exist in hidden military zones waiting. And this is where things start to escalate, because that was just the beginning of military engineering madness. Tatra T813, Coloss. Now shift to Eastern Europe, where the Tatra T813 was born, and honestly, this machine feels like it shouldn't even exist for its time. Built with a backbone tube chassis and independent suspension on every wheel, it was designed to literally float over terrain that would destroy normal vehicles. Inside, a 17.6-liter air-cooled V12 diesel engine pushed consistent power in freezing conditions where most engines would fail instantly. And this is where it gets interesting. It wasn't about speed or raw numbers. It was about survival in snow, mud, and mountain warfare zones. It used an 8-wheel drive system that allowed it to carry artillery and even light tanks without needing roads. And somehow, even today, decades later, some of these trucks are still working in rural regions. That alone tells you everything. But the real question is, how do you beat something that never breaks? MAN HX77. And this is where the story jumps into modern warfare. The MAN HX77 was built for NATO missions where logistics can decide entire battles. It doesn't look as brutal as Cold War machines, but don't let that fool you. It was engineered for global war zones. Powered by a 10.5-liter diesel engine producing around 440 horsepower, it was designed for long-distance military convoys across deserts, mountains, and unstable terrain. And here's the twist. This truck wasn't built for one army. It was built for many. Its armored cabin protected soldiers from mines and harsh combat zones, while its semi-active suspension absorbed terrain shocks that would shake ordinary vehicles apart. In Afghanistan and Africa, it became a silent backbone of military supply chains. But the real shift here is mindset. War was no longer just about firepower, it became about movement and survival. M911, military truck. Now picture the United States in the 1970s, tanks getting heavier, wars getting longer, and distance becoming the real enemy. That's where the M911 stepped in, built by Oshkosh to move machines like the early Abrams tanks across continents. Under its frame sat a Detroit diesel 8V92A engine producing about 450 horsepower, but raw power wasn't the focus here. Endurance was. It used a 6x4 system designed for long-distance hauling under extreme load conditions. Paired with the M747 trailer, It could move up to 60 tons, making it one of the most reliable logistics machines in U.S. military history. And here's something interesting. Even after military service, many of these trucks found second lives in civilian heavy transport. But what happens when the battlefield isn't just war, but recovery? M25 Dragon Wagon. During World War II, battlefields weren't just places of combat. They were graveyards of destroyed tanks. And the M25 Dragon Wagon was built to enter that chaos, recover damaged machines, and pull them back under fire. Powered by an 18-liter V12 gasoline engine producing around 240 horsepower, it wasn't fast, but it was unstoppable in purpose. Its armored cabin protected crews while they worked right on the front lines, often under direct threat. And this is the part that feels unreal. It didn't just tow tanks. It rescued them from enemy-controlled zones and brought them back for repair. Some reports even say German forces reused captured units because of how effective they were. But after witnessing recovery machines that are brave, the next evolution of military transport becomes even more intense. MAZ-537. And now we step into the MAZ-537, a Cold War Soviet heavy transporter built to move the heaviest war machines with ease. Powered by a 38.8-liter V12 diesel engine producing about 525 horsepower, it could handle any terrain from Arctic snow to desert heat. Its rear-mounted engine balanced extreme loads, while its 8x8 drivetrain carried up to 50 tons, including missiles and equipment. Some units still operate in remote zones. But then came something even more layered. Not just transport, but intelligence on wheels. MAZ-7310. The MAZ-7310 marked a shift from raw power to strategic mobility, becoming a key Soviet platform for mobile missile warfare. Powered by a 38.8-liter V12 engine, it carried Scud missile systems, radar units, and mobile command centers. Its 8-wheel drive and extended frame enabled onboard control systems, turning it into a moving command post. It also supported space logistics, transporting rocket components, linking military strategy with space operations. But the next one feels even heavier in every sense. KZK T813 Rusik.
Следующее производство завода МАЗ, семейства МАЗов, замыкающее это.
Now imagine a machine built for one purpose only, moving tanks that weigh more than most buildings. That's the KZK T813 Rusik. Designed specifically for T-72 and T-80 tanks, it became one of the most powerful transporters in Russian military history. Under the hood sits a 38.9-liter V12 turbo diesel engine producing around 650 horsepower. Not just power, but controlled aggression. Because when you're moving over 90 tons of combined weight, every movement matters. Its heavy-duty 4x4 configuration and advanced suspension system allowed it to survive terrain that would destroy normal carriers. And here's where it gets real. Siberia, Caucasus Mountains, frozen roads. This was its playground. It even had long-range fuel capacity, making it capable of deep missions without stopping often. And because of its reliability, it was exported to allied nations, where it continued its role in heavy logistics. But what happens when heavy transport enters the modern digital era? MZKT-74135. This is where old-school brute force meets modern engineering. The MZKT-74135 was built for today's battlefield needs, especially for transporting modern tanks like the T-90 and Armata systems. And right away, you can see the evolution. Powered by a Caterpillar C-18 engine producing around 700 horsepower, it brings controlled strength rather than raw chaos. But the real change is in how it moves. With 8x8 or even 12-wheel configurations, it adapts depending on mission requirements. Inside the cabin, everything feels modern. Digital navigation, climate control, and even partial armor protection for the crew. This isn't just a truck anymore. It's a mobile control environment. And here's something interesting. It can support up to 70 tons on trailers, even carrying mobile bridge systems used in combat zones or disaster recovery. So it's not just about war, it's about rebuilding access when everything collapses. But the final machine is on an entirely different level of secrecy. Coloss 7850. And this one feels like it shouldn't even be public knowledge. The Coloss 7850 is a highly secretive Russian military platform designed for strategic operations that most people will never see in real life. Built around a massive 38.9-liter V12 engine producing up to 800 horsepower, it was designed for one core purpose: carrying intercontinental ballistic missile systems across extreme terrain without detection or failure. And here's where it gets almost unreal. It can use up to 16 wheels depending on configuration. 8x8 or 12x12 setups allow it to adapt based on mission load, turning it into a moving fortress. It stretches over 20 meters in length, with advanced digital systems, satellite communication, and modular rear units. That means one base vehicle can become a missile launcher, radar station, or command center instantly. But the most chilling part, it is rarely seen in public operations. Yet satellite images suggest it moves in remote zones, fully active and fully ready. And that alone changes everything about modern military logistics. From World War II recovery machines to modern modular missile platforms, these trucks show how warfare evolved from simple strength to intelligent mobility. Every generation pushed further, more power, more control, more adaptability. And today, military logistics isn't just about moving weapons. It's about controlling entire systems in motion across any terrain on Earth. And honestly, the future of these machines is only getting more automated, more advanced, and even harder to detect.